Georgia College Baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Assistant Athletic Director Al Weston set to bring you today's action. Might have some folks join me as the day goes along. See if anybody wants to join in, but should have a good one for you today. A in-state battle and non-conference play. As your number 6 Bobcats, number 6 team in the country, 3-0 on the season, will invite the Wolves of the University of West Georgia, 0-3, members of the Gulf South Conference. Starting lineups for us. For West Georgia, leading off will be the center fielder, Cade Marlowe. He's an All-American, batting second to second baseman, Brian Danceroux. The designated hitter is Jermon Williams, then Dan Obrist bats after him. He's the catcher in the cleanup spot. Logan Taylor plays first base, bats fifth. Hitting sixth, Drew Haywood. He'll play third base. Left fielder Brady Burns, then right fielder Nick Poski. Before Tucker Breen, the shortstop, they'll all be playing behind Taylor Boosclair. We'll talk a little bit more about him when he takes to the hill. For Georgia College, it's Cal Gentry, Wesley Womack, and Garrett Green in the first 3 slots. Newcomer Will Hudgens is the DH in the cleanup spot. Austin Holloway, your catcher, hits fifth. Then Cassius Young, the second baseman. Therese Miller, the left fielder, bats after him. Casey Bowen, the first baseman, and Cam Hill, the new freshman center fielder, rounds out the roster. They're all around. Mr. Bryce Bowen, the big lefty, is a newcomer for Georgia College as well. As the first pitch comes to Marlowe, and it grabs the inside black. Bryce Bowen, sophomore, transfer from Clemson University, an Elberton, Georgia native. 6'4", 220 from that left side. This one is skied to left center. Therese Miller fading that direction, and he's able to grab it for out number 1. One up, one down. That allows me some time to tell you about the line so far for Bowen. He pitched 1 inning in relief against Payne College this past weekend. Struck out 3, walked 1, no hits in a scoreless inning. His second opponent, Danceroux, the second baseman, tried to check his swing. Umpire says he did not. And the fire here from Bowen. Cut on a missed. And deep in the hole now, 0-2, stands Danceroux. Now Danceroux 2 for 10 on the season. The West Georgia Wolves took on Wing at the year and dropped all 3 ball games. This pitch is outside in the left-hand batter's box, and it'll be 1-2. Among his 2 hits, he does have a double, no RBI, a run scored for Danceroux. Bounces one off the plate, and now the count will be even. Righty-lefty matchup in the favor of the Wolves here. As Danceroux digs back into that batter's box. Kick and the fire from Bowen. Fastball stays up and away, and now the count runs full. Our first full count of the day is for hitter number 2. Jermon Williams on deck. Leads the team in hits so far in this young season. Major league pop-up. That's going to go right up the silo. Just to the right side of second base, getting that one is Cal Gentry for out number 2. Designated hitter Jermon Williams up next. 2 hits and 9 trips. He's got a .222 batting average, a double, and a home run. So both of his hits going for extra bases. He's driven in 2 and scored once. Lefty batter and a cut on a miss for a strike. So early portion of the lineup here, it goes lefty, righty, lefty against the lefty Bowen. Digging into the back half of that left-handed batter's box and taking a look at a pitch outside. Just missed the outside corner there, did Bowen. Bowen working from the third base side of the rubber. Here he comes. Swung on and missed. And it is a 1-2 count. Williams flutters the fingers on the bat handle there. Holloway gives the sign, and the pitch from Bowen. Did he check his swing? Going to check with the base umpire. Indeed, he held up. So our first deuce is wild of the ball game. Right here in the top of the first. To Jermond Williams. Here it comes. Swung on, fouled right back to the fence. Busy week for Georgia College baseball, as this is the first of 5 games in this week. Have a 4-game set with the number 2 team in the country in Tampa over the weekend. Kick in the fire. Tip foul into the mitt. And a swinging strikeout for Bowen. It's his first strikeout. Comes here in the first, and it ends the first. Let's go to the bottom half. And we're scoreless here at John Kurtz Field. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II,
Bottom half of the first inning, pitching today for West Georgia is Taylor Bousclair. Going to be his first action of the young season. So toeing the rubber for the first time in 2019 is Bousclair. 6'4", 170, a junior from Alto, Georgia, and a transfer from Gordon State College, so probably in his first season with the Wolves. All right, folks, sorry about the break there. We're back to action here from John Kurtz Field. Got Cal Green leading things off here for GC. Or Cal Gentry, I apologize. That's 500 here at Cal Gentry. 3 hits in 6 at-bats, 5 runs scored. Chop to the right side. This could be trouble. Yep, nobody covering the bag. That's an infield single for Cal Gentry. So Cal brings in the first hit of the ball game. That's what you want to see from your leadoff man. As he checks into first base for Wesley Womack. Womack, one of the few bats that struggled a little bit over the weekend. Only hitting .222, down a bit for him, and that's 2 hits and 9 trips, 3 runs scored. He did drive in 2 runs, however. Did the senior from Monroe. Foul back to the fence, and Womack will start off 0-1. Big wave to the bat there for Womack at the dish. A bluff of a run by Gentry. This one is lined into dead center field and right in the tracks of Marlowe there. No trouble at all for him to pick that up. One down as Gentry trots back to first for Garrett Green. Garrett thus far this season hitting .375 with 3 hits, 8 at-bats. He scored 5 runs and driven in a pair. Toss over to first base, back on his belly, is Gentry. Cal was busy, particularly on Saturday on the base pass, as he has 4 stolen bases to lead the Peach Belt Conference right now. Swung on and skied to center. Going to test Marlowe again. He's got to work a little bit for this one into shallow right center. And it's gloved there for out number 2.
Now batting for the Bobcats, designated hitter, Will Hodgins.
So a fly out there brings up newcomer Will Hodgins. Hodgins exploding on the scene this past weekend, hitting .625, 5 hits and 8 trips, 4 runs scored, and he's driven in 6 already. Cut and missed on that first one. Big start to the Bobcat career for Will Hodgins. His final year of eligibility as he joins his younger brother on the pitching staff here for Georgia College. Hodgins spent the first 2 games at the DH spot, and then the final game of the Payne series played some first base. Back foot all the way on the back chalk, looking at that curveball. It stays up for ball 1. It's 1-1. Wouldn't be surprised to see Gentry maybe try and swipe second here. Get himself in scoring position for the RBI leader on the squad. We'll see what happens on this 1-1 pitch. Staying put and swinging and missing at that spinner inside. 1-2 now the count. Set here from Boost Claire. Runner goes, caught and missed, and Hodgins goes down on strikes. So each team strikes out to finish their half of the first inning. We are scoreless here at John Kurtz Field as we leave the leadoff hitter on the base paths. So we'll take a brief break and be right back with the second inning in just a moment here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
During athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
All right, folks, back to action. Top half of the second. Going to be 4-5-6 due up for the Wolves. Dan Obrist to start things off. That is the second baseman for West Georgia. Obrist 1 for 9 on the season. That's a 111 batting average with 2 runs batted in. Pitch taken for a strike by him. Kick and the fire on the 0-1. It is skied to the right side. Might stay in play. No, just going to be just barely a couple feet into the area between the two fields here in the Peeler Complex on Georgia College's West Campus. Taylor's down there. You should tell her she can. Is that up there? Yeah, I think that's her. She's not supposed to be here. Yeah, she was going to work because she got out of class early. Can you explain bingo to her? Yeah. Next two offers miss are there, and I think we got a 2-2 count. Not quite sure. We'll stick with that until somebody tells us different. A rock and a pitch from Bowen, and it's a fastball up and away. Count will be 3-2 now. Skied and foul going to get down in the Wolf bullpen. So another payoff pitch on the way, and again spoiled off. Now foul back to the fence in front of us this time. So now the 8th pitch of this at-bat on the way to Obrist. And he takes a called strike 3 on the inside black. Second strikeout of the ball game for Bowen.
Now batting first baseman, Logan Taylor.
That brings up Logan Taylor. Taylor, the first baseman. 1 for 7 on the young season. Played in all 3 ball games. Started all 3 ball games on 143 batting average. Run scored. No RBIs. And he takes a first pitch strike. A 1 on the way, and it's fouled back to the fence. Top half of the second, scoreless ball game early. And Bowen looking sharp in the early going for Georgia College. Fighting for a weekend starter spot is Bryce, and he yanks this one foul, does Obrist. Oh, sorry, this isn't Obrist anymore. This is Taylor. I got an 0-2 count for the first baseman. Rock and the pitch, swung on, lifted to center. Could be trouble. Cam got a late jump on it. It will get down in front of the center fielder for the first hit of the ball game for West Georgia. It's a 1-out single for Logan Taylor.
Drew Haywood.
And brings up the third baseman, Drew Haywood. Haywood on the season, 1 for 9. No RBI, no runs scored. That's a 111 batting average. The team as a whole hitting 167 after that series with Wingate, dropping all 3 ball games. ERA for him, 8.18. And to compare, Georgia College with a 0.69 ERA and a 3.94 batting average. Look to first to check that runner. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, lifted to the right side. Looks like it's going to be foul territory. Wesley Womack in the bullpen for the Wolves. Grabs that one for out number 2.
Brady Barnes.
I've got score tracks. I'll do that. You just do so.
Two down for Brady Barnes. Barnes, another left-hand batter. A slew of lefties for West Georgia. They're going to be trouble for some righties, I think, this year. Barnes 1 for 6, no runs scored, none driven in. Short lead over there at first, and that spinner stays up and in. Going to be 2-0. Stolen bases attempts, I got 2 for 2 for the Wolves this year. Both of them for Cade Marlowe. So not much to speak of early on. Liner to right field. It will get down in front of Womack, taking third on the play. As the throw goes through, will not get cut off there. So an extra base as the small stuff didn't work there for Georgia College. Got to make sure you hit those cutoff men. Now it's second and third instead of runners on the corners. And the batter, Nick Poski, right fielder, as that's 2 hits in the inning and in the ball game now for the Wolves. So second and third. Single here could play to pair. Takes a pitch for a strike. Poski on the season thus far is 1 for 11. A run scored. He does have a double to his credit, no RBI yet this season. But an RBI chance right here as you take a look there. Over to third. Glove with some trouble, going to have to come up quick. A one-hopper, got him. Bowen stays nicely with it over at first base. It was hit so hard that Green had the time to adjust, kind of rushed the throw over there. And it one-hopped Casey Brown, but he makes the play regardless. And what a big one that was. That could have scored at least 1 run, maybe 2 if that throw gets past Brown. So a pair of singles, the Bobcats leaving both out there. Let's go to the bottom half of the second. Still tied up at 0. We'll be right back with more on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.com.
As we get back to action, in the bottom of the second, Austin Holloway, one of the stars of the opening weekend, to start things off. Holloway hitting .667. 6 hits and 9 trips, scored 6 runs, had a double, and drove in 4. Missed that first pitch there, not quite sure what we're dealing with count-wise. Well, that one swung on and sent to short. Holloway with good speed for a catcher, but not able to beat that one out. One down here in the second. And that brings up
For the Bobcats, second baseman,
Cassius Young. Young playing second base again today. Went 5 for 13 in the Payne series, hitting .385. 4 runs scored. He's got a pair of doubles, and he drove in 6. That's tied for the team lead in RBIs. Pitch misses for a ball. Boosclair with an interesting delivery to the plate, kind of hops up there a little bit. I've seen a couple of pitchers do that in the bigs. Swung on and missed. I believe there's a reliever. So Boosclair with a very interesting delivery. He got that little skip and a jump there as he comes to the plate. You can see it right there. Swung on and missed. And Cassius Young deep in the hole here, 1-2. Trying to get some production out of the sophomore. Cash had such a great series with Payne. Drove in 6 runs with a couple of doubles. Played a great second base as well. Cut on and missed. And Young goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 2 for Boosclair. And that'll bring up Therese Miller. Miller playing left field here. Great numbers from him in the opening weekend as well, as he went 5 for 9. That's a .556 average. 3 runs scored, 5 driven in. He's got a double. First pitch swinging, and it's rolled out to short. Simple 6-3 there. Throwing on the run is Tucker Breen to get out number 3. So the Bobcats go 1-2-3 in the second inning. We've played 2 full and still scoreless here at John Kurtz Field. A little different than the action over this weekend. Should have a good ball game for you, folks. Stick around for the rest of it. We'll be right back with the third in just a moment. All right, we're back to action here. Tucker Breen, the number 9 hitter, set to lead off for West Georgia. Righty batter against the lefty Bowen as he takes a look at a pitch low. Swung on and ripped through the left side for a single. That is the 3rd hit of the ball game for West Georgia. Number 9 hitter is a leadoff base runner for the Wolves. Marlowe's first trip up there. This is Cade Marlowe, the All-American. A fly to left. Marlowe also a Savannah Banana in the summers. Or at least this past summer, anyhow. Pitch on the outside, Black for a strike. Lots of lefties in the lineup here against the lefty Bowen. Not sure exactly how deep Bowen will go in this ball game. I know there's a couple of scouts taking a look at him today. So we do want to give the man a showcase. And that one poured in there for a strike. Got an even count here for Cade Marlowe, the center fielder. One chop foul. Marlowe, a senior from Tifton, Georgia, and Tift Area Academy. Bowen sets, takes a look over to first, and now we'll toss over there as well. Back easily enough is Breen. The only Wolf, as I mentioned earlier, with stolen bases so far this year is the guy at the plate, as he is 2 for 2 over that 3-game set with the Bulldogs of Wingate. 1-2 delivery in the right-hand batter's box, and gloved nicely there by Holloway. So that'll even things out at 2-2. Big Bryce Bowen had a couple of pinch hit opportunities as well during the series with Payne. So a bit of a two-way guy for the Cats. 2-2 pitch. Swung on right up the middle. This could be 2. Flip from Young on to first is not in time. So we'll get the lead runner, and that's it. 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. Pitches. Danceroo, the junior, at the plate now. And yes, you got plenty to worry about over there at first base now with Marlowe, the speedster, on the base pass. Not running on that one. And it misses for a ball. Brian Danceroo popped out to short in his first trip. Danceroo, a junior from Douglasville, Georgia, and a transfer from Snead State Community College. So must be in his first year with the Wolves. Right on that back chalk he is, and he sends this one to Green. Kicks off of him over into short. There won't be a play, so that's going to be an error on the Bobcat third baseman. Jermon Williams at the plate now after the first error of the ball game. There goes. Open throw to third base. The throw is a little bit high by Holloway, though. So picking up the stolen base is Marlowe. And that's 2 runners in scoring position now. Stolen base for Danceroo as well. Marlowe now, geez, what I've been saying it all along. I forgot the number already. Okay, so he's 3 for 3 in steals, and Danceroo is 1 for 1 now. Pitch was a ball. Fastball up, and that's ball number 2. Got first base open here with 1 down. Early in a ball game like this, you might want to think about putting them on, put that force at any base, also the double play up the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if this next pitch misses, that would be the case. Bounces off the plate. Only problem with that, of course, is you're loading them up for the cleanup hitter. 4-pitch walk there, not a bad idea. As once you get behind there, things get pretty tough with a hitter like Jermon Williams. Yeah, so you're here, so hit enter again. All right. Okay, so Dan Obrist, strikeout looking in his first trip. Gosh, it'd be nice to get one of those right here, as we got to get things going in the right direction in a hurry. Obrist, Largo, Florida native, and a transfer from Indian River State College. That is hit well to right center. Gets down in front of Womack and also kicks away from him. Throw gets in there. 2 runs come in to score. And that is a 2-run double off the bat of Obrist. West Georgia leads 2-0. All right, conversation here with head coach Jason Eller as he's going to talk things through with the lefty, see if he can settle Bowen down a little bit. Again, 2 runs come in to score on the double. Now 4 hits in the ball game. What's Obrist up to now? Runs batted in wise. See if I can find the numbers for the Wolves. There we go, Obrist. It's got 4 total now. So the double there, that brings in a pair. And Logan Taylor up, so Bowen talking things through with head coach Jason Eller. Conversation has come to a close. Got a new righty out in the Bobcat pen there. Warming up is Brendan Crooms. So it may be a short leash here if things continue to go sideways for Bowen here in the 3rd. Would like to see the big fella get out of this inning. First base empty, 2nd and 3rd with 1 down. First pitch comes in, and it's up and away to Logan Taylor. Taylor singled in his last trip. He was the first hit of the ball game. Taylor, senior from Roanoke, Alabama, and Marion Military Institute. There's a pitch, nice curveball out there to get the corner, and 1-1 now the count. 45 pitches, 26 strikes for the big lefty. Bowen takes a long look in, rolling that ball in his left hand. Here comes the 1-1, and fastball stays outside. On the count here. Alberton, Georgia's finest, tries to bend that breaking pitch in, and it trickles low. No, it caught the corner. Okay. Was it 2-2? I thought it was what the umpire just showed. I think he showed 3-1. Okay, 3-1, Will. Swung on and missed, and now we got a 3-2 count. With 1 out. Got first base open, but that walk didn't work out for us last time. Drew Haywood on deck. Kick and the fire, payoff pitch. Swung on, this is lifted to right center, could be trouble again, and it will get down to the track. Extra bases for the Wolves. Sliding into second base with a double. 2 runs come in to score, and West Georgia has doubled their lead now. It's 4-0. Back-to-back two-run doubles. And things are not looking good here in the early going for the Bobcats. Taylor with his first 2 RBI of the season. And that's the second mound meeting, so that means that Mr. Bowen's day has come to a close. So we'll break here. Tell you about Brennan Crooms in just a moment. We'll be right back with more Bobcat baseball and hopefully some outs in just a moment.
Technologies, careers, society. It is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
All right, folks, misspoke there. I apologize. Our reliever here is Kyle King, the Bobcat Jr., converted catcher, 6', 175 from Johns Creek, Georgia, and Chattahoochee High. Let's see. Kyle did pitch over the weekend. Just about everybody did. Went 2/3 of an inning, got a walk and a strikeout. No runs scored against him in a relief spot. Bobcats pitched so great over the weekend. A .69 on the team ERA. All right, so King jumps in here. Going to try and get the Bobcats out of a little bit of a spot. Have given up 4 runs already this inning. Just 1 out, and the first opponent is Drew Haywood. Haywood, the third baseman from Columbus, Georgia, and East Georgia State College. First pitch for a strike. Kyle's a lot of speed. Got the heater, as I mentioned, that converted catcher. But he's been working on some great breaking pitches and apparently impressing the coaching staff with those. I think that's fastball right there. Did he go around on the swing? Yes, he did. 0-2. You talk about pitchers being effortless at times. Kyle is not that guy. There is effort, as he puts just about everything of his, all of his stuff into every pitch. Hat almost comes a little loose on that one as it misses outside. I think that might have been a slider. It looked like it had some lateral movement. I don't know if he's got a cutter. 1-2 now. Need to get this out and start stemming off the tide here. Right the ship, as it were. Swung on, foul back to the fence. Sun-drenched John Kurtz Field. It is a beautiful day, and this displaced northerner is actually sweating a little bit. Go figure. Did not anticipate that with the first week of February baseball, but we will take it. Kick into 1-2, swung on, lift to the center. This might be a problem. No, Young's got it. The flip to second. Runner was going on the play. We'll double him up. Can't get any better than that, folks. A double play to get Georgia College out of the jam here, but they do give up 4. So we'll head to the bottom of the third, trailing 4-0. Let's go Cats in just a moment.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son. or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, Manti, who the hell?
It's a tearjerker!
Bottom half of the third inning for Georgia College, going to be 8-9-1 in the order. Bowen, Hill, and then back to the top with Cal Gentry. Georgia College trailing for the first time this season, as picking up a 4 spot are the West Georgia Wolves. And we'll see how the Bobcats respond
Now batting for the
to the adversity here.
Casey Brown.
Casey Brown going to start things off. Brown had some troubles over the start to the weekend, went 1 for 7. Did score 4 runs and drive in 3, though. So despite the lack of hits, still a lot of run production out of Brown, as that first pitch is a called strike. Here's the pitch now, and a bunt attempt. Looks like a tap foul, so we'll go 0-2 now for Casey Brown. Casey Bowen, should say. Bowen patrolling first base like he did in the first 2 ball games of the 3-game set with Payne. Did not get the start in game number 3 as Hudgens was over there. 0-2 pitch. Hop, skip, and a jump, and it misses outside. I'm surprised that's legal. You know, like you'd think if you lose contact with the rubber before the ball's out of your hand, that would be against the rules in some way. There's a reliever that does this. Old guy, I think. Looks very familiar to me. Sky to right center, and back just shy of the track, covering lots of ground is Marlowe to pick up that out. It is sticking in my head. I can't remember who it is. There's a reliever. I want to say maybe Cardinals. I think it's an old guy that has this kind of delivery where he sort of hops as he's coming to the plate. It's interesting. Cam Hill, the center fielder, digs in. And 1 for 8 so far this season. 4 runs scored, 3 driven in. Gets that bunt down, but foul. So he'll start off 0-1. Cam Hill, lefty. Go back to back lefties here in the Georgia College order once we get to the top half with Gentry and Womack. Rock in the 0-1 pitch is just off the outside edge. Wow, didn't miss by much there. Good eye by Hill. Kick in the 1-1 is swung on and sent to the right side. Could be a problem. Hill with a foot race between him and the pitcher. We're going to go an error on the second baseman there. I think they would have had him at the plate at first base, so a 2-base error on the second baseman. Yep. So 2-base error there.
Bobcats shortstop, Cal Gentry.
And it puts a runner in scoring position for Cal Gentry. Gentry 1 for 1. The Perry, Georgia native. He singled in his first trip. We couldn't get him any further than first base, though, in that first. Only hit of the ball game so far for GC. Big hole to work with on the left side. Cal will spray it from time to time. Got to look out for that. And that pitch nabs the outside black. So Gentry Starts off 0-1. Cal, an All-American as a freshman, playing third base for the Cats. And a preseason All-Peach Belt pick this year as well at shortstop. Toss to second. There is nobody there. Good adjustment. Oh, my. By Boosclair. As that shortstop was not covering the bag. So if he would have thrown at the bag, that sails into center field. And the Bobcats have a runner on third. But he was about 3/4 of the way through that throw. Noticed that there was nobody home, and instead one hop to toss over to short. Nice job there by Boosclair. Swing on. This could be a slow roller here. Trouble at first base. No, a one-hop and throw there. Gloved nicely by the first baseman, Taylor. But it does advance the runner. 2 down now and a runner on third.
Now batting for the Bobcats, right fielder Wesley Womack.
So a clutch spot here, and you got a clutch guy at the dish in Wesley Womack, the 2018 Peach Belt Conference Tournament MVP. In an MVP spot, the Bobcats. That first one's always the toughest. Got to get a run on the board here. Need a hit from Wes, and he takes a strike. First trip for him was a fly to center. Wesley, 4-year transfer from Georgia Perimeter, spent one redshirt season there, and has been a stud in a Bobcat uniform. Freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference, 2-time All-Conference as well. Skied foul. Going to get back up on the hill here. 3 p.m. start, not too shabby for the attendance. It's always tricky with these afternoon starts as far as what we're going to get with classes being in session and all. Got some Bobcat softballers in attendance. I see Lindley Bruce down there, Bobcat third baseman. They got a big weekend trip, going to head out to the Charger Chill Out in Huntsville, Alabama. There's a big hit from Wes Womack. Yanks one through the right side for a single, and the Bobcats are in business, 4-1. So the Bobcats pick up their first run of this ball game. Garrett Green at the dish. Takes a look at a fastball up. The RBI for Womack was his third of the season. Green flew out to center in his first trip. Bogart, Georgia native, transfer from Division I USC Upstate. He also redshirted a season there, so 4 years of Garrett Green we've been lucky to have. Swung on, and this might get through the middle. Yes, it will. Another base hit. Back-to-back singles. As it's going to take a lot of hits to come back from that 4-run deficit. What'd you get? Will Hudgens at the plate, dangerous batter, struck out swinging in his first trip. Pitch and coach out to the hill to talk things through. I believe that's Jeff Smith for the Wolves, as this is a spot where they have gotten the momentum from us with that 4 spot in the third. And it is key to hang on to momentum in the game of baseball. So 2 outs. They're just 1 out from getting out of this jam. But Hudgens is a double away from making this a 1-run ball game. So back-to-back singles. And Will Hudgens at the plate. Hudgens from Dunwoody, transfer from Division I Georgia Southern. Stands very straight up in that right-hand batter's box. Slow wave to the bat. And here comes the first pitch from Boosclair. Tried to check his swing, but he did not. Went all the way through on it. 0-1 for Hudgens. as it seems like he's having a little bit of trouble picking up Mr. Bousclair here early. Appreciate you tuning in on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Game number 4 of the 2019 campaign for Bobcat baseball. Outside, no, going to nip the corner there. That's strike 2. Goodness. Tough pitch there for Hudgens. Even if he swings at it, it's probably just a little slow roller to the right side. So now you need all the plate coverage here on this 0-2 delivery. Here it comes. Nice breaking pitch, and that's going to ring him up. Caught him looking. Strikeout number 3 of the ball game for Bousclair, and he's gotten Hudgens twice. So we have played 3. Bobcats are on the board, though. Trailing 4-1. We'll be right back.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Folks, there are just 5 undefeated teams left in the Peach Belt Conference, and you're looking at one of them in Georgia College. Flagler 3-0, North Georgia, UNC Pembroke, and USC Aiken are the 5 undefeated squads. And the Bobcats in danger of putting up their first L of the year here, as it is 4-1 early. Erskine at USC Aiken, Young Harris at Anderson. Got Francis Marion playing at Newberry. Flagler is at Valdosta State. And Shorter taking on Georgia Southwestern in Americus. That's your schedule throughout the Peach Belt Conference for baseball today. Tomorrow on the Bobcat Broadcast Network, Valdosta State going to be coming to Milledgeville for some tennis. A little doubleheader action. And it'll be our first tennis broadcast of the new season. Pitch misses outside as Kyle King works in his first full inning. This is Brady Barnes, the left fielder. He singled in his first trip. Barnes from Noonan, Georgia, and Noonan High School. Georgia College has pulled plenty of student athletes from the Noonan area. I believe Mike McGraw, former Georgia College third baseman, Noonan native. It's fun to say there, Noonan native. That's a lot of rolls. It's rolls. Nice. Curveball outside. And a 2-1 count here. Kyle King taking on Brady Barnes. Kick into fire and nips the outside corner for the strike. King working from the stretch even with the bases empty. Set here, a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Kyle King picks up his first strikeout of the relief outing. And the first out of the inning here in the 4th. Posky, the right fielder, will dig in. He grounded out to third base in his first trip. Tried to check his swing, could not. Went all the way through. It's a first pitch strike for Posky. King working quickly. Here comes the 0-1, but it's outside. King works from the first base side of the rubber. Again, spent his first 2 years as a catcher here at GC. Nice breaking pitch there, as it looked like it was going to head outside and just hung enough of the zone to freeze Posky, and it's 1-2. Was a bullpen catcher as a redshirt season in his second year. Didn't get much playing time. Then we started to convert him into this pitching option, and he really has embraced it. Had a great relief effort against North Georgia in the Peach Belt Conference tournament. Really kept us in an extra inning ball game that put us in the tournament title game with that victory. 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way here for Nick Posky. Here it comes. A little low, ball 4. So Posky is a base runner with 1 out here in the 4th. And Tucker Bream will check in. Bream with a single. Was retired on the fielder's choice, though, so didn't get to be a part of the run surge just an inning ago. Bream, the shortstop from Marietta, Georgia, and East Georgia State College. Got a couple of transfers from East Georgia State. Quite a few junior college transfers overall on the roster, but it's Bream and Drew Haywood, 2 of the guys in the game here. Third base and shortstop. So the whole left side of the infield for West Georgia is East Georgia State transfers. King has a 1-1 count here. Solid lead over there for Posky. Not much of a look at him. Nope, going to throw over there, though. There's 2 folks on the West Georgia roster that have stolen bases. Cade Marlowe has 3 after picking up 1 in the 3rd. And Dancerou was the back end of a double steal with Marlowe. So he's got the 4th stolen base. 1-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. Nice one there, as out in front of the pitch was Bream. Got fooled on that one. 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for West Georgia. For the Bobcats, it's 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. Kyle brings that 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. Snap throw down to first. It was closer than it really deserved to be. Good quick throw there from Holloway. He had a pickoff in the Payne series in a similar situation to that. It was a strike him out, pick him off double play on Friday night. Thought we might get number 2 right there. Runner goes, curveball, and it's rolled to the left side. Garrett Green cuts off Gentry, and then one hops a throw over to first base. That's going to be an error on the Bobcat third baseman. Checking into third base, and yeah, going to retreat there as we are able to hold him from scoring. So Posky moves all the way to third, and there's just one out.
So the pluses are where the runners go?
Cool. Okay, so Breen now on second. Sky down the third base side. Lots of running room there for Gentry. Did he get to it? No. No, looks like it hit the turf there. Frankly, probably a good move, as that's deep enough to score the run from third. Not sure if you would have wanted that out anyway, although, yeah, this early in the ball game, you probably do take outs. So, second and third, we'll go again here. This is Marlowe at the dish. He is 0 for 3. No, 0 for 2. My apologies. Got a fielder's choice and fly to left. So an 0 for 2 effort for Marlowe so far. Skies this one fouling out of play. 2 ducks on the pond for the All-American. And the most dangerous bat in the West Georgia lineup, according to head coach Jason Eller.
Lots of bases.
Set here. And the 0-2 is on the way. Swung on, and a nice piece of hit and flared into left field. That's going to score one for sure. The throw from Miller will get cut off. No, it won't, as it kicks away and advancing to second on the throw. It is now 6-1, West Georgia out in front. Six to 1 now to score. Bobcats had all sorts of trouble last season with these Wolves as well. And the trouble continues here. It was a good season for Georgia College, but for whatever reason, West Georgia seemed to have our number. And apparently that continuing, at least here in the early going. Marlowe up to 5 RBI on the young season for him now. But, yeah, taking a look at last year, they swept the series with us. We played a home and home just like we're doing this season, and got them both. Runner takes off, and the pitch is fouled off. First game was an 8-4 loss for Georgia College up there in Carrollton, and then the second one was a big 18-12 ball game. Gosh, that must have been a lot of fun. As runs and hits aplenty in that one, and that was right here at Kurtz Field. At the time, Georgia College was 3-4. Hard to believe that by the end of the year they were going to be ranked the #1 team in the country when you get beat 18-12 by an in-state rival like West Georgia. So this is Danceroo here. Got an 0-1 count for him with 1 down and a runner on second. Dancing around out there is Marlowe, dangerous base stealer, and swung on and missed deep in the hole, 0-2. So this probably means a breaking pitch coming from King, and it probably also means another stolen base attempt for Marlowe, as he knows the count is favorable. So it probably also means of a bluff to throw to second. Nope, going to come to the plate. Also going to come with the fastball. Loses the lumber. Oh, my goodness. Well, I guess it's aluminum at this level. Meredith Lawrence, oh, my goodness, over there in our camera, as that kicked off the roof of the third base dugout right in front of our camera operator, Meredith. And that would have been bad. We have had one person that works for me get hit by a bat before. That was David Wicker while he was taking photos. My goodness. Yeah, he was hanging out over here on the first base side, though. But yeah, so 1-2 is that was a foul ball for Danceroo. Runner goes. Lifted, foul territory, might stay in play. Long run for Miller. It did, but he ran, couldn't get there in time. as that one knocks off the fence down there in the Bobcat bullpen. Therese Miller had a long way to go, but that did just barely stay in playable territory. One down, runner on second. That's Marlowe. Again, anything to the outfield will be sure to plate him, as Dancerou is 0 for 2 today. A fly out to short and reached on an error. Bluff of a throw to second. He's going to get dinged for a balk there, as King helps Marlowe over to third base with that one. So now just 90 feet away is Marlowe as he gets his lead off of third base. Wild pitch, pass ball, anything like that will now score the 7th run of the ball game, as that one is fouled back. Good battle here despite the 0-2 count for Dancerou. As Dancerou not going down easy here. Kick and a fire, cut on and missed. Tag applied at the plate there. And that will be out number 2.
Now batting, designated hitter.
It is the second strikeout of the relief outing. Actually, the second strikeout of the inning for King. And that brings up the designated hitter, Jermon Williams. Williams officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He has also walked. Sends this one to second base. Young comes up with it, flips it over to first, and that's the end of the inning. West Georgia picks up 2 more runs and now leads it 6-1. Got to get the bats alive here in the bottom of the 4th. Georgia College coming up, and we're going to have Holloway, Young, and Miller. We'll be right back with that action in just a moment.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Austin Holloway to lead things off in the 4th. He grounded out to the shortstop, so he is 0 for 1 in this contest. Hop, skip, and a fire to the plate. Looks like that one missed for a 1-0. Didn't miss by much, even when Booz Clare misses. He's still right around the edges of the plate. That one there, I guess a little bit low. 2-0 to count for Holloway, Social Circle, Georgia native. Going to be working like a leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the fourth. Chops this one to short, hops up tough on that shortstop there. Nicely done by Tucker Bream as he fires across the diamond for out number 1. It was not an easy play. Hit something out in front of him as Holloway tomahawked it off the clay here. That brings up Cash Young. Cassius Young is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Marist High grad and Atlanta native. Had a great summer, made the All-Star team in his summer bat league up in upstate New York. Floater of a curveball, snaps into the zone, and it's 0-1. 1 down in the fourth. Bobcats trying to answer as they trail by 5. 1 hopper to second base. Stays up nicely for Danceroo as he sends it over to first. 2 ground outs. And the Bobcats are now in need of some 2-out magic. Hopefully supplying that is Therese Miller. Miller playing left field here today. He grounded out to shortstop, so he's 0 for 1 so far. McDonough, Georgia native, transfer from Georgia Southern. Division I program down there in Statesboro. Takes a strike. Bobcats had some success with their hit, top to bottom, really, with every hitter just about. But the guys coming off the bench were successful against Payne. I got to wonder if the hands continue to be cuffed here by Boosclair, that we might not see some fresh bats up there, as you got a lot of sluggers in that bench. And that one misses low and away. 1-2 here to Therese Miller. Miller, very versatile player. Can play a little outfield. A little third, a little second. That one kicks outside, and 2-2. Deuces wild here again, John Kurtzfield. Kick and another delivery. This one going to get chopped up the middle and all the way through for a single. Had a race between the shortstop Bream and that bounding baseball, and the baseball won as it got up the middle. Casey Bowen going to step in. He flew out to center in his only trip. Do I have that wrong? Yeah, it's Bryce Bowen and Casey Brown, right? Yeah, you were right, Graham. I'm sorry. Through the right side. Well, Bowen or Brown, whatever his name is, he just got a single right there and helping keep the momentum going. Ball kicks away from the cutoff man, but not far enough for Miller to think about taking home plate. Good job by the senior Miller to take the extra bag over there at third. So Casey Brown, let me say that again, Casey Brown singles. And it's runners on the corners with 2 down for Cam Hill. Big spot for a freshman here to see if he can rise to the challenge. Hill, first trip up, he reached on an air. Ball was up and away, almost pulled the trigger on it, but he held up. Hill, my featured guy on the game day page on the Georgia College website right now. Will that be lucky for the freshman here? Outside. Hill from Dunwoody. Check that. He's from Marietta. And Marietta High. 2-1, flared to the left side, and that's an RBI single off the bat of the freshman center fielder. Bobcats cut the lead to 6-2 with some clutch 2-out hitting. 1, 2, 3 singles in a row. And the Bobcats have played it one, hoping to add to it here as Cal Gentry takes to the plate. Gentry is 1 for 2. He has a single and a ground out. Cam Hill's RBI, his 4th of the season. As the Bobcat hit train keeps rolling here with 2 down. Curveball stays outside. Got some action in the West Georgia bullpen. That's number 24, C.J. Fairbach. Fairbach from Douglasville, Georgia, and Alexander High. Okay, one of my student workers here, Bailey Clark, went to high school with Mr. Fairbach. Chopped, and that's back to short. Going to get the short toss to second base. Yes, he kept his foot on the bag, and that fielder's choice finishes the inning. But the Bobcats pick up a run. It's now 6-2 after 4. We'll be right back with more Georgia College baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Dan Obrist, the catcher, steps in there. His last trip, he had a 2-run double that really busted this thing open. It was all part of that 4-run third. It was back-to-back 2-run doubles for West Georgia that played at all 4 runs, and he had one of them. He is 1 for 2. Swung on and up the middle a little bit there. Young covers a lot of ground. Strong arm to first base to get him. 4-3 put out for out number 1.
Now batting first baseman.
And now the first baseman, Logan Taylor. Taylor having himself a day. 2 for 2 with 2 runs driven in and a double. Kick in the fire there, and it catches the inside black. Nice pitch. Delivery, and it's outside. Swung on and lifted to center. That will get down in front of Hill. As 1 out single for Taylor. His great day continues. Now 3 for 3.
Now batting third baseman, Drew Haywood.
Folks, I'm just checking some notes here. I apologize if the audio has been a little bit on the loud side. Hopefully made some adjustments there. Thank you, Mr. McLeod, for tuning in back in the office. Chopped up the middle. Gentry's going to grab second base and flip on to first for 2. That's a double play to end the top of the 5th. Let's go to the bottom half. Georgia College trailing by 4. Okay, folks, let's get back to it here. Bobcats trailing by 4. 1 run each in the last 2 innings, but trying to hold down those Wolves as well seems to be the tricky part. Do have some positives, though, from the top half of the 5th as they went 1, 2, 3. Or actually, we faced the minimum thanks to that double play. Womack, Green, Will Hudgens due up here in the 5th. Let's see if I can get some scores from around the conference for you. Of course, all non-conference play today, with it being midweek action and all. Six runs on 7 hits, 1 error for West Georgia. For Georgia College, it's 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 miscues. Wesley Womack with an RBI single, his last at bat. And he is 1 for 2 today. Flew to center in his first trip. The only 3 games in action right now. This one sent a slow roller to short, and just a couple steps shy of beating that one out was Womack on the 6-3. All right, so 1 down there, and that brings up Garrett Green. Green is 1 for 2 today. Fly to center and a single for Green in his 2 trips. And he takes a look at a breaking pitch that snaps into the zone. Garrett Green, 1 for 2 today. The senior has been a starter all 4 years for the Cats. Let's see, that out-of-town scoreboard got USC Aiken trailing Erskine College 7-5 in the top of the 7th. Top of the 5th, it's Anderson University 9 and Young Harris 3. 5 p.m. start for Francis Marion and Newberry, as well as Flagler and Valdosta State. And a 6 p.m. start for Shorter and Georgia Southwestern. So 2 of the undefeated teams in the Peach Belt Conference, USC Aiken and West Georgia, are trailing as we speak. USC Aiken and Georgia College, 2 of the 5. This is chopped to the left side. Going to be the third baseman trying to cut that one off. Green will not beat out the throw over to first. Nice strong throw there from Haywood. As 2 choppers to the left side have come up empty for the Bobcats.
Now batting for the Bobcats,
Will Hudgens at the plate. Hudgens is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 looking and 1 swinging. Boosclair has tallied 3 strikeouts, and 2 of them have come from Hudgens. Pitch taken for a strike. Will, with 6 RBI over that 3-game set with the Payne College Lions, and has yet to really find the mark here. It's 1-1. Had some good news out of the Peach Belt Conference this week, as Bradley Kamak is your PBC Pitcher of the Week. Swung on and missed. Went 5 innings on Friday night, picked up 9 strikeouts in those shutout innings. I think he scattered 3 hits, and he won the Peach Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week. So congratulations to Bradley. 1-2 pitch. And this is served right back up the middle for a single. Doesn't matter how hard you hit it, just got to hit it in the right spot. And Hudgens has a base knock here with 2 down. 7th hit of the ball game for Georgia College. And Austin Holloway will step in now. 2 ground outs to shortstop for the Bobcat catcher. as Holloway steps into that right-hand batter's box, continuing to try and solve the riddle of Mr. Boosclair. Swung on and lined right at the second baseman. Barely had to move to grab that one, did Danceroo. And he gets that one for out number 3. So the L4 finishes off any sort of 2-out rally Georgia College might have there. They leave one on and have left now a total of 6 over 5 innings. Let's go to the top of the 6th. It's West Georgia 6 and Georgia College 2 here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 37, Brennan Crooms.
All right, folks, Bobcats go to the bullpen once again. Going to be Brennan Crooms to get things going for GC here in the 6th. So that closes the book on Kyle King. Gave up a couple of runs over his 2 1/3. And Crooms has, I believe, missed with 2 pitches. It's 2-0. His first opponent, Brady Barnes, the left fielder. Crooms, a freshman, 6 foot 190 from Metter, Georgia. Everything's better in Metter. Hopefully that carries over to relief pitchers. Brennan Crooms tossed inning against Payne in relief and picked up 2 strikeouts. And there's strike number 2 as Barnes was off balance. Two-two pitch. Swung on late, fouled back up on the hill. Look out, everybody. Just barely misses an SUV over there. I have got my car hit once. Okay, so twice. I got one at softball. I also got one here. When I first got here, I was just parking right by the concession stand, like right behind us, and took a foul ball right off the top. It just left a little dent in a car that I bought for like $1,000, so it wasn't that big a deal. And but after that, though, I decided that I would stop parking directly behind the press box and went over in the parking lot. I thought that was a good move, Josh. But the softball one, I was in the parking lot and still got nailed. It was quite a foul ball. If you know the Peeler Complex, that's a decent feat to find the parking lot out there. Barnes takes a pitch off the shoulder. Beautiful. So Crooms starts off with a hit batsman and brings up Nick Poski. Poski is 0 for 1 officially. Reached on a walk and grounded out to third. Might see a sacrifice bunt here. This 5th run is probably a big one, I imagine, this as we start to get through the middle of the game here. But instead, the runner goes a little hit and run. I thought old Skip Fight might dial up something here. Bobcats are going double barrel out in the bullpen right now. Got Logan Howard and Perry Keith, a couple of seniors. getting loose. Yep, West Georgia's got one as well. That is 33. Kaysen Greathouse. Ooh, that's a nice name. I like that. Kaysen Greathouse. We had a tennis player a few years ago whose name was last name was Casagrande, which translate to big house. Yep. So in the pregame introductions for tennis, I was announce him as Big House. He was a sizable guy too, so it worked well. Kick and a fire, and going to catch you outside black. Good pitch there by Crooms. That is a pitcher's pitch at fastball, right off the outside edge. Again, Georgia College tennis will be on the Bobcat Broadcast Network tomorrow. 1 p.m. start against the Blazers. Two nationally ranked teams going at it. Slow roller to Young. He tags and then throws to first. Still not going to get him, as that was a pretty tough play with the speed of the baseball. Little fielder's choice puts Bosky on first, and then Young gets that out. So that is out number one. So Posky replaces Barnes at first, and Tucker Bream, the shortstop, will step in. Bream has reached both times, singled, and had the reached on an error as well in the fourth. That is hit well to straightaway center field. Gets down easily in front of Cam Hill in center. As jumping all over that first pitch was Tucker Bream. First and second now as we flip the lineup card back over to Cade Marlowe at the top. Marlowe, 3 trips. He is 1 for 3. Got a run scored. And a single. Crooms looking into the Bobcat dugout to try and figure out what the defensive assignments are going to be here. And it will bring out Jason Eller as well. So Crooms either didn't get the message or we want to make sure of it as Eller heads out to the hill. Oh, the message is that's the end of your day, as we're going to see the lefty come in to face the lefty Marlowe. So we will take a brief break and tell you all about Logan Howard in just a moment. We'll be right back here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
All right, folks, we're going to go to the bullpen once again. Logan Howard will take over here with one out. He inherits two base runners. Looks like first and second. And the toughest hitter in the order in Cade Marlowe. Howard was a stud for us a year ago at the back end of the bullpen. And came up big for us all season long. I think he ended up leading the team in ERA. As though thus far this year he has thrown a full inning, struck out the side, so he's got 3 Ks and a walk. So Logan Howard in a big spot here trying to keep the game tight. And we'll see if hopefully he can do just that here. Logan from Cumming, Georgia. And entering in the Bridge Scholars program, which is run by my wife, so I got to make sure we give those plugs every once in a while. As another baseball standout reaches the school through the Bridge Scholars program. Other Bridge Scholars alums include one Brandon Benson, Peach Belt Player of the Year a couple years ago, All-American, and member of the St. Louis Cardinals organization right now. So Howard's done with the warm-up tosses, and that brings Cade Marlowe in. As I mentioned, he is 1 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice and a 2-run single, and also flew out to left. That single came in the previous at-bat. First and second with 1 out here. See what Marlowe does. No sign of a bunt or anything there as the break and pitch stays high. Interesting to see Howard start off with the breaker, as he does have a real good fastball, but this is a well-respected bat at the plate in Marlowe. 1-0 is up again. Make it 2-0. Logan got to find that release point. Logan Howard, such a big part of our success a year ago. He also threw in that marathon ball game against North Georgia and did a great job. Helped us get into the PBC title game where Bradley Kamak took over with a complete game victory. 3-0 the count here, though. I wonder if maybe they'll give the green light here to Marlowe, although Howard has not seen the strike zone yet. And he doesn't right there. That one was up above the head of Marlowe. So a 4-pitch walk, and that loads the bases up for Brian Dansereau.
Now batting, second baseman, Brian Dansereau.
Dansereau is 0 for 3. Struck out swinging in his last at bat. Before that, reached on an error, scored a run, and popped out to short. Head coach Jason Eller out to the bump, talk things through. He has already made the pitching change. So we will take a break here and tell you about the new right-hander in just a moment. You're listening to Georgia College Baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Okay, folks, we're back to action here as got a little bit of trouble for the Cats here. Another reliever is 29 Perry Keefe, the senior, younger brother of pitching coordinator King Keefe. Has a big spot here. Bases loaded and taking on Brian Dancerou. Just one down. Got to find an out here someplace. Off the end of the bat, flared foul. Keith, senior, as I mentioned, 5'11", 175 from LaGrange, Georgia. He transferred in from Gordon College. Only spent one season there and has been with us for 3. Perry pitched 2/3 of an inning against Payne and picked up a strikeout in his scoreless work there. Sidewinder, and he'll kind of work some different angles and things, trying to keep the hitters off balance. He's more crafty and cerebral out there than stuff, I guess, is a good way to think about it. I hope he wouldn't be offended if I said something like that. 1-1 pitch. In on the fist, and that's a good one. Oh, look at that, Perry Keefe. Exactly what the Bobcats needed. The slow liner to the middle of the infield. Gentry grabs it, doubles off the runner, and we're out of the jam. Oh, how about a little momentum? Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Bobcats down 4. Okay, folks, bottom half of the 6th inning. Got a new pitcher for West Georgia. They go to the bullpen for the first time, and it's C.J. Fairbeck, 6'2", 180, a junior from Douglasville, Georgia, and Alexander High School. He's going to be taking on Cassius Young, Therese Miller, and Casey Brown here in this inning. Young still looking for his first hit of the day, as he has a strikeout swinging and a ground out to second base. Tried to check his swing there, did not. Umpire says he went around, so that is a swing and strike. Bottom of the 6th here. No, the base umpire gave him a strike. Oh, and 1. Swung on, lifted, and well to right center. That could hang up there, though. And a dive and grab for the right fielder. What lay it out on that one was Nick Poski, battling the sun. And he hits the turf with the glove in his hand, or I mean the ball in his hand for out number 1. A great play. Therese Miller. Therese Miller, a single in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2, scored a run. Taps this one foul back to the fence. Miller came in on the RBI single by Cam Hill, and that was in the 4th. Starting to get late here, bottom of the 6th, and Bobcats haven't put up a crooked number yet. Just a single run each in the 3rd and 4th. They trail at 6-2. Tap foul again back to the fence. Again, a Bears repeat and skip fight, and the Wolves gave us trouble last year as well. Swept the regular season series. And I think it was really those two ball games that kept us from being able to host the regional here. 2 region losses like that against a team that really didn't finish very well. And that pitch bounces in the left-hand batter's box. It's 1-2. But regular season champions and tournament champions in the Peach Belt Conference, if you get those 2 extra region wins there, I think that might have had us leapfrog North Greenville a little bit. Pitch up, and it's 2-2 with 1 down. Bobcats need to figure something out here. They got an opportunity against a new reliever here. At least that might spell some better things. That is a 1-hopper into the glove of the first baseman. And catching that one in self-defense is Logan Taylor on the unassisted put-out. Casey Brown, 1 for 2. Takes a strike there. He singled in his last at bat. Before that, flew out to center field. Brown trying to get something going here with 2 out. Very late on that swing. That might find the Wolf bullpen. No, that's going to get well out of play. My apologies. Had the wrong angle on it. Brown has started in 3 of the 4 ball games for GC over at first base. Rincon, Georgia native, and a South Georgia State College transfer. So 1-2 count here for Brown. Brown with a good head of hair. He's got a nice, nice mane there, a sort of fluffy blonde hair. It's nice. Inside. And deuces wild here at John Kurtz Field. See if it comes up something here for Casey Brown. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on late. Foul back and out of play. Brown wearing number 10, which if I'm not mistaken was put on by John Davis last year. I believe Mr. Davis and some alums will be coming down for the Tampa series this weekend. I was talking with Coach Eller about that for the ball game. Would be great to see some familiar faces. One bit of excitement, the Saturday ball game, ceremonial first pitch will be thrown out by Justin Mills, who was just inducted into the Georgia College Athletic Hall of Fame. Slow roller to short and over in plenty of time. Good strong arm there from the West Georgia shortstop for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Cats in the 6th. Got to change something here, folks. Let's put on the rally caps. Move to a different seat if you're listening at home. Whatever you got to do, we got to get some momentum going. 6 in the books. Bobcats trail 6-2. We'll be right back with more on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you. I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Change is constant. Technology.
Perry Keith works in his first full inning here after coming in relief and providing exactly that with the line-out double play with the bases loaded. Got Georgia College out of a big jam. Wasn't able to add to that momentum with any runs in the bottom half of the 6th. So Keith will go here with the bases empty against 3-4-5 in West Georgia's order. Jamon Williams starts off. He's 0 for 2. Did reach on a walk and score a run, though. He grounded out to short in his last trip. And he takes a first pitch strike off the right arm of Keith. Old Perry Keith. Seen a few innings in the Georgia College bullpen. Ooh, cut on a miss there. Got him out in front of the pitch, up and in. And now Perry's got a lot of options here. Ahead 0-2. The Keiths own, I believe, a dairy farm out in the Grange area. I know Kane's talked to me a bunch about having to work on that as a youth growing up and helping out in the summers, and I'm sure Perry was a part of that too. Something about hard work as a youth that helps you be successful, that's for sure. This one fouled back and out of play. I had one of those jobs in college that helped me realize why I was going to college. Like, I don't want to have to do this for the rest of my life. It's good to have those kind of jobs every once in a while. I think that's what this job is for Graham, right? Swung on, lifted to center, and Cam Hill will take a couple of steps to squeeze that one for out number 1. 1 down, Dan Oberst, the Wolf catcher. 1 for 3 today. That one hit, though, a big 2-run double in the third that put the Wolves ahead, and the Bobcats have not evened up since. First pitch to Oberst is a curveball. It snaps down into the zone. Oberst had given up on it, and it sort of pulled down in just barely enough to get the call. Inside, and it's 1-1 here to the Wolf catcher. You can see the shadows over the mound and the ball kind of going in and out of the shadows as it comes to the plate. It's makes it a little bit tough to see from times, and not picking up that one was Oberst as he's deep in the hole 1-2. Also the right side going to be battling the sun. You can see Wesley Womack there trying to figure out how to block that sun a little bit, but yeah, as the sun sets, it gets right in the eyes of the right side of the infield and outfield. Little duck snort there on the off the fists and yanked into the left field. It drops in for a single. Goes down like a line drive in the box score, right? 2 hits now for Oberst. 1 out single, and it brings up Logan Taylor. Taylor has been trouble for GC today. 3 hits in as many trips. Driven in a pair. He's got a double. His last trip up was a single. That came in the 5th. Taylor playing first base for the Wolves. This one, nice pitch there. Started in on the hip and curved into the zone, and he tilts his head a little bit. He disagreed with the call. Taylor up in the front of the box there, trying to catch these breaking pitches before they start moving. Here comes the 0-1. And inside black again. Taylor does not like the location, but he's going to have to make the adjustments here because, unfortunately, his opinion doesn't matter on the subject. 1 down. Top half of the 7th inning. Runner on first. 0-2 pitch. Similar spot, but low this time. And it's 1-2. Good lead over there for Oberst. 1-2 pitch comes inside. Call strike 3. Similar spot, just kept stretching that inside edge. And the first strikeout of the relief outing for Perry Keith is a big one. 2 down now for Drew Haywood. Haywood is 0 for 3. He has hit into 2 double plays. and flew out to right field in his 3 trips. This is Haywood's first at-bat against Keith, and he comes up good on that one. Yanks it past Green all the way down the line. Going to try for extra bases. Nobody was covering the second base bag, so he'll get in there ahead of the throw. And that is a double for Drew Haywood. So that'll be runners on second and third with 2 outs. So no damage done quite yet if we can attack Brady Barnes here. Barnes is 1 for 2 officially. Got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Before that, a strikeout swinging and a single. Barnes with an open stance, closes it as the pitch comes in and yanks a ball foul off his own dugout. The Wolves still looking for their first win of 2019 and are in the driver's seat right now with 3 frames left. It's got to be a good feeling to get that first win against a nationally ranked squad like the Cats. Outside, 0-1. Head coach for West Georgia, Skip Fight, and Jason Eller both have something in common. They coached at Augusta University. They both have coached at Augusta U. Just missed outside. Perry can't get that same pitch that he was so successful with. Logan Taylor trying to get that just off the left edge of the plate. And he misses twice there. 2-1 pitch. Tried it again and stays farther outside this time. So 3-1 now the count. Hitters count here for Brady Barnes. Barnes with a wide open stance. Has that bat down around the waist. Now brings it up around the ear hole. Swung on and will drop that into right field. That could be extra bases. Indeed it will, all the way to the fence. Womack scoops it up, gets it in. A run comes in to score. And it is now 7-2 West Georgia. Actually 8-2, I'm sorry. 2 runs come in on the play. 8-2 on a 2-run double by Brady Barnes. Those are Barnes' first 2 RBI of the young season. And it brings up Nick Poskey here. It also gets an arm warming up in the Georgia College bullpen. Got 2 of them. Brad Spinner is the lefty, and Colin Lacurdo, the righty. Off the fist, it's going to be up over the head of Keith. Tough play here for Gentry, and he comes up well on it. Nice play there by Cal Gentry on the slow roller to finish off the inning. But not before 2 runs come across on 3 hits, including a pair of doubles. And West Georgia all over this one now, 8-2. We will head to the bottom half of the 7th. Stretch time here at John Kurtz Field. Stretch it out, and hopefully we'll stretch in some runs as well. Be right back with more on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Technologies, careers, society. It is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
Bobcats center fielder.
Okay, folks. Geez, that's loud. All right, so we'll get back to action here. New pitcher for the Wolves in the bottom of the seventh is going to be Kason Greathouse, a junior lefty, 5'11", 195, Columbus, Georgia native, transfer from Northwest Florida State College. That's a mouthful of a college name right there. Northwest Florida State College. Say that 10 times fast, right? His first opponent, Cam Hill. Hill is 1 for 2 with a single. Drove in a run, scored another one because he also reached on an error. Hill fouls off a couple of tough ones there. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the first one. Missed on the first pitch, so it's 1-1. So Kason Greathouse. Let's see if he can go rest of the day. Be a save situation for Greathouse. We'll see what happens with the rest of the ball game. Hopefully it won't be. Hopefully the Cats will come back in this one and eliminate that save opportunity. Lone away. Let's see if Greathouse pitched against Wingate. Oh, indeed he did. 1 2/3 innings pitched in his one outing. Scoreless. Didn't give up a hit or a walk, and he struck out 2. So good effort from him. He's a good one. He's throwing strikes pretty steady right here as well. Now 2 righties going in the Bobcat pen. Got Big Logan Hicks as well as Colin Lacurdo, pinch runner extraordinaire. Swung on and sliced foul up on the hill. Staying alive at 3-2 is Cam Hill. Payoff pitch. Here it comes. Sliced again. And that one goes up on the Cam Hill as well. First of 5 home baseball games this week. Lots of chances to catch your Bobcats in action. That one's low ball 4. And Cam Hill doing a good job as a leadoff hitter here for the inning as he works himself a walk. So now, Hill over at first. Do you think maybe about a stolen base? That's a big run down 6. So Hill walks. Cal Gentry steps in. Hill got any stolen bases? Yes, he is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts so far this year, but we know he does have pretty elite level speed. Cal Gentry is 1 for 3, a single. He sends this one to second base. Could be a double play ball. The relay to first is not in time. They do get the lead runner, though, on the fielder's choice. So they cut down the lead runner as Hill is replaced by Gentry over at first. And now Wesley Womack is up in a big spot. RBI single for him, sandwiched by a couple of outs, so he's 1 for 3 as that pitch misses outside. Bobcats got to get the ball rolling downhill here. You know, you got the I think I talked with McLeod about this before, but it's like Wile E. Coyote. Oh, my goodness. That is hit well to right center, back to the fence and off the wall. Extra bases. Gentry will check into third base and hold up there as Wesley Womack jumps all over that pitch and narrowly misses the first home run of the season for Georgia College. Second and third now with 1 down for Garrett Green. Green is 1 for 3 with a single, surrounded by a ground out and a fly out in his 3 trips. We got a pinch runner at second base. That's going to be number 26, Jason Cook. Cook's got a bit of a shoulder issue, I believe. Probably would have started today in the outfield, but instead the legs are just fine, so he's going to run. So Cook is at second base. Got Runners on second and third here for Green. Green, the senior. Need him to come up with a big hit and a big spot here. Big spot. Bogart, Georgia native. Came to campus, started as a DH, did a little bit of outfield his first year, then played second as a sophomore just about every day. Junior year, he made the move across the diamond to third base and was a preseason All-PBC pick at the hot corner this preseason. Scoots this one through the right side. We're going to use the wheels of Cook. Great pinch run there, and he comes in to score. A 2-run single off the bat of Garrett Green. Big spot for Green to come up, and he gets the clutch hit. 2 runs driven in by Green, and that gives him 4 on the season, so he doubles his output. And pinch hitting here for Will Hudgens, so we're going flying in the face of the lefty-lefty matchup. Bringing in Conahan. You don't often see that. You had the righty ready to go, but Hudgens has had some struggles today with a couple of strikeouts. He did single in his last trip. So Conahan, pinch hits, Green on first. Lots of right-handed bats there. It's interesting to see us bring in the lefty. We'll see if it works out. Conahan, the Division I transfer from Elon College in his first year with the Bobcats. Shane got the start in the third ball game of the series with Payne. Whips this one up the middle. All right. Sends it right back where it came from. Back-to-back singles there. It's first and second with still just 1 down.
Now batting for the Bobcats catcher.
And Austin Holloway now. Holloway had such a great first weekend. Came into this series hitting .667, but or came into this ball game hitting .667, but has gone 0 for 3 today. All that would be erased though with a clutch hit right here. Green on second, Conahan on first. Conahan with good speed, might be able to come around on something in the gap. Pitch taken for a strike by Holloway. Line out to second base his last trip. Before that, a pair of ground outs to short. 8-4 the score. Bobcats trying to claw back into this one. 0-1 pitch, and that one's low to even things out at 1-1. Holloway switching from his to a new number this year with 7. That was worn last year by Nate Schmall, the All-American utility player for the Cats. Swung on. This is trouble through the right side again. Do you hold up this runner? No, he's late. We might have a play. No, it's going to be cut off. And Garrett Green comes in to score an RBI single by Austin Holloway. With the throw going through, Conahan moves over to third base. And Green scoring. So it's runners on the corners. RBI single for Austin Holloway. Gives the Bobcat catcher 5 RBI on the season. Here's another guy who's due. Cassius Young, 0 for 3. A fly to right, grounder to second, and a strikeout in his 3 at-bats. Time called here as it looks like we will get a new pitcher for West Georgia. The reliever came in here in this inning. We greeted him rather rudely by scoring 3 runs, and we might not be quite done yet. Going to take a brief break while this young man warms up. We'll be right back with the relief pitcher in just a moment.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, man, T, move down.
It's a tearjerker.
All right, folks, we're back to action. Trying to figure out who our reliever is exactly. I've got two guys listed at number 20 on the roster for West Georgia. This is either Alex Holdbrooks or Corey Bartholomew. I think it's Holdbrooks because I believe Bartholomew is a starter. So we'll have to see. Going to try and pull up the website. Oh, well, maybe I'll pull it up on my phone instead. See if we can get a headshot of the guy. But I do have Corey Bartholomew listed twice. It was also at 18. So I think we're going to go with Holdbrooks. I think this is Holdbrooks. Villa Rica, Georgia, and a transfer from Georgia Highlands College, the junior Alex Holdbrooks. Do I have him with any offers? Holdbrooks has gone an inning and a third in one relief, scoreless, with 2 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Holdbrooks' first delivery is outside to Young. We're going to move forward that is Mr. Holdbrooks. If I get time, I'm going to try and pull their roster up on my phone here. Oop, swung on, hit well through the left side. Here comes another run. Bobcat rally continues. It is now 8-6, after the RBI single by Cassius Young.
Now batting for the Bobcats, left fielder Torres Miller.
Young's RBI single is his 7th run batted in of the year. That leads the team. Torres Miller now at the plate. Miller 1 for 3, a single, a run scored. In his last at bat, a ground out to first base. First pitch is tap foul right off the mask of the catcher there, and that stung him a little bit. Obrist is going to take a little bit of time to shake out the bees there, I think. And, well, I guess he's a lot tougher than me because he's ready to go. That's my guy. That's Holdbrooks. Yep, we got Holdbrooks here. It has been confirmed via uwgsports.com, or wolves.com, sorry. I'm sure the West Georgia fans already know. All right, we got a 1-1 count here for Miller as Torres digs himself in here. Runners on first and second, still just 1 down. This rally is now up to 5 hits in a row, including the last 4 singles. Good speed on second base and Holloway. He's going to score on a single. That ball kicks away, and no throw any place on the wild pitch. Second and third now, thanks to the wild pitch. That wipes out any double play possibility. And Miller's got a favorable count now at 2-1. A little late on that swing as he flares one back to the softball diamond. Might have just missed his pitch there. Bobcats have been doing good with the outside stuff and sending it through the right side. Bradley Spinner warming up in the Georgia College bullpen. Might see him in the 8th. But will he be pitching with a 2-run deficit or perhaps a different score? 2-2 pitch, swung on, sent to short. That's going to get one more across. Throw to first is in time. RBI ground out. And Miller brings that run in on the ground out. That is 2 down. So that is RBI for Miller. And, yeah, that's going to be 6 now for Therese. I think that's more than he had all last season already. Had limited action last year. Was Therese just kind of found himself at the bottom of the depth chart despite being pretty productive when he was out there. Just didn't get a whole lot of opportunities. It's tough when you're behind a bunch of all-conference and all-region players out there like you were last season. Casey Brown, the number 9, the 9th hitter of this inning for Georgia College. He is 1 for 3 today, got a single, a fly to center, and then grounded out to short in his last trip. 1-1 pitch. Bounces in the left-hand batter's box. Good job there by the catcher, Obrist, as he smothered that one. If that were to kick loose, got to imagine Cassius Young probably would have been able to score on that. Cam Hill on deck. He started all this with a walk. Swung on, fouled off. The run for the Cats, though, 5 hits in a row. A double followed by 4 singles. The big blow was a 2-run single by Green. Then RBI singles for Holloway, Young, and Miller. Miller was a ground out. 2-2 pitch. That one gets away. Comes back to the catcher, though. Might be a play at the plate. Indeed there is, and he's out. Cassius thought he might have gotten that left hand into the plate area. And head coach Jason Eller is going to have a conversation with our home plate umpire to get a little bit more detail on it. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
All right, folks, we're back to action here. Got a new pitcher for Georgia College, and it's going to be the junior Brad Spinner. Spinner wears number 8. He's 5'10", 170 from Roswell, Georgia, and Blessed Trinity High. Had a good outing against Payne as he threw 1 full inning, struck out 2, did not allow any hits or walks. Starting to get a little dark out here. Might want to have to turn off the lights here before too much longer, I think. First delivery is chopped foul there at the plate. This is number 1, and that is Tucker Bream, the shortstop. Bream has 2 singles and 3 trips, also reached on an error. 0-1 pitch. Just a bit outside. Going to nip that corner. Okay, Brad gets the benefit of the doubt. And it's 0-2. Good location. Good pitcher's pitch there from Spinner as he got the call on the outside one. 8-7. The score. Bobcats got 5 runs to rally back into this thing. And they start this inning with a strikeout looking. Spinner's first strikeout against his first batter, of course. Cade Marlowe, center fielder. Marlowe, let's see, single. Officially 1 for 3. He's also reached on a walk and scored a run. Off the end of the bat, that could be trouble. Just foul. Oh, my goodness. Marlowe's speed, that's 2 bags for sure, as that was just over the outstretched glove of Green there. Looking ahead to the bottom half of the 8th, should have Brown, Hill, and Gentry due up. But it's Spinner's job to keep this at a 1-run ball game. Nice fastball there, and add the outside corner. And it's 0-2. Spinner doing great work off the edges here. Nothing really sniffing the plate too much. 0-2. Tapped foul, almost gloved there by Holloway. But staying alive on that foul ball is Marlowe. Tough lefty-lefty matchup for him here. Chris Rowlick starts to get warm in the Georgia College bullpen. I think Colin Lacurto's been throwing since about the 4th inning. So he's plenty warm. Throwing a whole ball game down there now. Lacurto and Rowlick, as you see, just tossing that ball up as he's a spectator, wants to see what's happening here. Swung on right at the second baseman. Young with some trouble, goes down to a knee, flipped over to first, just got him. Oh, boy. Got fooled on that one, did Young. He almost overran it. Came down to one knee, somehow still got leather on it, and came up with a good toss to just barely get one of the fastest runners around. So that's 2 down. Base is empty for Brian Dansereau. Dansereau is 0 for 4 today. He did reach on an error and score a run. He also stole a base, as did Marlowe. So last trip, though, a line-out double play to the shortstop for him. Oh, 1 on the way here from the spin man. Came inside and almost caught him on the knee. So that evens out at 1-1. Former SGA Senator is Bradley Spinner. Comes set and a 1-1. Lifted right up the silo. Who's calling it? Looks like Cassius Young wants it, and he got it for out number 3. You can feel the momentum shift a little bit here, folks. Get on the edge of your seat because the Bobcats might have another run or 2 in them. Let's head to the bottom of the 8th. 8-9-1 due up for Georgia College. We'll be right back with more on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Back to action here, bottom half of the 8th inning. New pitcher for West Georgia trying to close things out. He's got 2 innings to go. Drew Hales, the senior. He's listed as a pitcher, so probably a strong thrower here. 1 and from Augusta, Georgia, and Central Alabama Community College. His opponents going to be Casey Brown, Cam Hill, and Cal Gentry due up. So Brown, last trip, he was at the plate when the previous inning came to a close on that attempt of a wild pitch.
First baseman Casey Brown.
Taking the home plate there. Got tagged out at the plate, did Young. So Brown is still 1 for 3 with a ground out to short in his last trip. His lone hit a single that was in the 4th. That pitch misses low and away to Brown. Brown from Rincon, Georgia, and South Georgia State College. Can't pull the trigger on that fastball. Takes a look at it. It's 1-1. Bobcats need base runners. Tie and run at the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. Things were looking awful grim until that 5-run rally last inning. Brown tried to yank that outside pitch, and he was behind the fastball. It's 1-2. Steps out to regroup. And now Hales brings it. Fouled off to the right side. Drew Hales. Big exhale from Hales. And now a 1-2 is on the way to Brown. Cut on a miss, and Brown goes down on strikes. Brown never really looked comfortable there.
Center fielder Cam Hill.
1 down for Cam Hill. What's Hill done today? He has reached all 3 times. 1 for 2 officially, though. Reached on an error, scored a run. That was in the 3rd. Then drove in a run with a single in the 4th. Last trip up was a walk. Bounces off the plate. Lefty-righty matchup in the favor of the Bobcats. Hill's been playing center field, doing a good job out there as well. 1-0 is tagged right back up the middle. Screaming ground ball, gets all the way through. And another base hit for the Bobcat freshman as he checks into first base. Back to the top of the order in Cal Gentry. Fielder's choices in each of his last 2 trips. He is 1 for 4. With a run scored. He got to a single in the 1st. So we need Cal to keep the hits rolling here. No fielder's choice this time. 13 hits now in the ball game. Pitch taken for a strike. Cal Gentry from Perry, Georgia. Toss over to first. Check Hill. I think he's got 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts on the young season. Set here. 0-1 on the way. Swan in on the fists and foul back and out of play. Oh-2 count here, and Gentry's got to tighten things up a little bit, and he yanks that one into right field. That could be extra bases. Hill going to advance all the way to 3rd. Cal's going to try for 2nd. The head first slide. Throw not in time. A double for Cal Gentry in a big spot. So Hill at 3rd now. Gentry at second. Hill is the tying run. Gentry marks the go-ahead. And due up is Jason Cook, but it's not going to be him. Instead, it's going to be Jay Saunders.
Jay Saunders.
Got a pinch hitter here. Number 11, Jay Saunders, will bat for Cook. Saunders, redshirt freshman from Moultrie, Georgia, and Colquitt County High. Had a great effort in the series. Can't find it. But he had a great ball game against Payne. Oh, goodness. Couple of hits, couple of RBI. We'll just say that. What the heck happened to that? It's not listed in the stats. Where'd you go, Jay? I don't want to take away your numbers, buddy. 0-1 to count here to Saunders. Saunders had a good summer. Made an all-star watch list in the summer league that he was in. Tried to check his swing there. Home plate umpire said he went around. And now he's in trouble with an 0-2 count. Big spot here. Tough spot for a freshman to try and deliver. Saunders was on the roster last year. Worked as the bullpen catcher. Second and third with one out. And swung on a miss there for Saunders. He goes down on strikes. Out number 2. Both of them have come via strikeout. And now it's going to be up to Garrett Green for the clutch hit.
Now batting for the Bobcats, third baseman, Garrett Green.
Green has had a pretty good day, 2 for 4. 2 RBIs and a run scored. Drove in a pair with a single in the 7th, just an inning ago. Low and away. Got to feel like this is the spot. Had him on second and third with just 1 out. Got to get that tying run in. You do have one more trip to the plate in the 9th, but would really like to put the pressure on here. 1-0. Tip foul right into the catcher's mitt. It's 1-1. Got your senior up in a senior kind of spot here. Gentry on second. He marks the go-ahead run. And Cam Hill on third is the game's tying run. 8-7, Bobcats trail. Just outside with a fastball. And a backhand snag there for Obrist to save a run. Hales comes set, the delivery swung on and tagged to center field for a single. Here comes one. The game is tied, and now the Bobcats lead on a 2-run knock off the bat of Garrett Green. The senior coming up big, and the Bobcats lead it 9-8. A 2-out, 2-run single. RBIs number 5 and 6 of the season for Green. And now Shane Conahan. And conversation here with the pitching coach. He's going to work his way out there and talk things through. We'll be right back in just a moment. Conahan, Pennsylvania native, takes a look at a strike to start off. Got a big hole to work with on the right side as they have to hold on Garrett Green over there. So they pitch him outside, and that's a smart scouting report there. Because if you come inside and Conahan yanks one, he's got all sorts of room to work with. One pitch, a little bit late on that one, flared into the Bobcat dugout. Conahan came in as a pinch hitter and singled, eventually came around to score. He's now the DH. On the 1-2. Oh, good piece of hitting, little cue shot. Excuse me swing on the outside pitch, and it scoots through the left side for a single. Might have just meant to foul that one off, but instead got enough of it to poke it through the left side. 2 hits for Conahan here. And it brings up the catcher, Austin Holloway. Holloway, a single in his last at-bat with an RBI just an inning ago. He is 1 for 4. Also scored a run last inning. First and second now. Green could probably score from second with 2 down on any hit to the outfield. A little late on that swing as he flares it foul. It's the first time that Holloway has faced the new pitcher, Hales. Hales came in the beginning of this inning, got a quick strikeout, put 2 hits in between there, and then another strikeout. But since then, it's been 2 clutch, 2-out singles. Of course, the biggest one being from Green to put the Bobcats ahead. Going to roll this one through the middle. Garrett Green will come around to score. Bobcats now up 10-8. The throw to third is not in time. And advancing to second on the play is Holloway, as the Bobcats now lead it 10-8. Okay, folks, I think that's going to bring a close to this relief outing for Hales. So we'll take a brief break and tell you about the new pitcher in just a moment. It's been all Bobcats the last couple innings. Some late magic from Georgia College. 8 runs over the last 2 frames, and we might not be done yet. Come right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll come right back, and we'll be right back.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Okay, folks, a little bit of confusion as to who this relief pitcher is. Wearing number 32 on the jersey, but that's listed as an infielder, so I don't think it's him. Came up in the stat roster as Brody Sayer, and Sayer's listed as a pitcher, so we're going to go with that, as Sayer's also listed as a lefty. Yeah, everything checks out there. So this is going to be the freshman lefty, 6'1", 190, Brody Sayer from Oxford, Alabama, and Oxford High. Has Sayer pitched yet this season? No, he has not. So the first outing for Brody Sayer in his collegiate career. He's going to be taking on Cassius Young to start. Sayer versus Young. Okay. All right, so it's second and third. We got 2 outs. And Young has 1 hit and 4 trips. That single came in his last at bat. It was an RBI single at that. Swung on, left side. Going to hang up there. Looks like the left fielder might get to it. A lot of ground to cover. He's fading toward the line, and he got it. So Brady Barnes gets underneath that one for out number 3. But, boy, if the Bobcats didn't get it going. My goodness. Bring in 3 runs and lead it 10-8. We are 3 outs away from a pretty impressive comeback from your Georgia College Bobcats. Looking forward, it's 3-4-5, though, in the West Georgia lineup. So we'll be right back with that action in just a moment.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Top of the 9th, Georgia College 3 outs away from a pretty epic come-from-behind victory here. 8 runs over the last 2 innings to take over the lead 10-8. What a great start here to the 2019 season. Lots of fun had at Kurtz Field. Jermon Williams, Dan Obrist, and Logan Taylor, a nasty part of this West Georgia order coming up. Brad Spinner stays out there to get this lefty-lefty matchup on the Georgia College side. I think this might be his last batter, though, as Chris Rollick looks about ready to go. Jermon Williams, no hits for him in 3 official trips. He did reach on a walk. Fouls that one off. The count is even. Taking a look at the Wolf dugout. Head coach Skip Fight over there. In his 10th season, longtime coach at Augusta University as well. I think it was Augusta State University when he was there, though. 1-1 pitch. Came in on the hands and hit him. Oh, no. Rough start there. Get that leadoff runner on.
Now batting catcher Dan Obrist.
And that brings up Dan Obrist. Obrist has been tough. 2 hits and 4 trips. He's got a 2-run double. Also singled. 2 runs scored. Spinner looks like he's going to stay out there. Long look in here, and time called now as head coach Jason Eller works a slow walk out of the dugout. That looks like a pitching change kind of walk to me, and indeed he has already pointed to the bullpen. So that'll be it for Bradley Spinner. Good job by Spin Man to get 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. And hopefully Rowlett can hold things tight here for the final 3 outs of the 9th. So Spinner's Day is done. We'll bring in Chris Rowlett, tell you all about him in just a moment. We'll be right back. Okay, Bobcat fans, setting the stage here in the top of the 9th. Georgia College still 3 outs away. The game's tying run is now at the plate after that hit batsman. And a new pitcher is Chris Rowlett. Rowlett, the redshirt freshman, redshirted last season, so it's his first season of official action. And he tossed 2 1/3 against Payne in the second ball game of the 3-game set, picked up the victory in that scoreless effort, gave up 2 hits, scattered them both, and struck out 4 over 2 1/3. So Rowlett, the big fella, needs to come up big here for GC. Is, let's see, 6'6", 215 from Marietta, Georgia, and Walton High. Bullpen kind of quiet now, so I think this might be Rowlett's ball game at this point. We will see. Obrist at the plate again, 2 hits in 4 trips. He's got a 2-run double to his credit in this ball game. Takes a look at the first one from Rowlett. It looked like a breaking pitch there, so I think he started him off with the curveball. 0-1. The long legs of Chris Rowlett. Comes set. The 0-1. Fastball poured in there for strike number 2. And now Obrist is going to have to get the bat off the shoulder. Top of the 9th from John Kurtz Field in what has been a back and forth affair. Back one way and forth the other. I guess we're the 4th in that case. 0-2. Swung on and foul back to the fence. Staying alive, Obrist getting just a chunk of that one. And now we do get some movement in the Bobcat pen, as that is 34, Harrison Veldsma, as well as Logan Hicks, 44. Over at first base is Williams. He got hit by a pitch. Kick in the fire. Swung on a missed. He struck him out. Big strikeout there for Rowlett. Confidence boost for the freshman to come in here and strike out the cleanup hitter. 1 down now for the dangerous Logan Taylor. Taylor, 3 for 4, 2 singles, a double, 2 runs batted in. Last trip, though, a strikeout looking for Taylor. Taylor with a solid beard. You can tell he's been working on that one for a while. It's easily top 5 beards in the park today. Him, Will Hudgens, myself, Graham's probably on the list. You're on the short list, buddy. Yeah? You want to get on the list? Oh, is that Elder? Oh, yeah, yeah. You Elder? Yeah, he's got a good one. Elder, when was the last time you shaved, buddy? May. That's awesome. Oh, boy. 1-0 the count. Rowlett comes set. Not much of a lead over at first, and drops one in there a little bit high. Last time he was up there, Obrist had some trouble with the, this isn't Obrist, I'm sorry, Taylor had some trouble with the inside pitch from Brad Spinner, I believe it was. Oh, check that. That was Perry Keith. Keith had a slider that was just trickling across the inside portion of the zone, and he looked at 3 strikes. 3-0 the count here, though. Chris, you got to find the zone, buddy. Got to imagine that Logan Taylor will be watching all the way on this. We will see. Automatic right down the gut, taken all the way. 3-1. 3-1 the count, 1 down. Runner on first base. Tie and run at the plate here in the form of Logan Taylor. Rowlett comes set. The Marietta, Georgia native delivers a nice fastball there. Foul back to the fence. And the count has moved full now. The drama builds here at John Kurtz Field. 17 hits for the Bobcats. 28 total hits on the day. Rowlett looks. Payoff pitch. Swung on, sent to short. Gentry going to have to come up strong here on the throw. Got him. Bailed by Cal Gentry. Runner advances to second, but that run doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. The out, much more important. 2 down. And Williams in scoring position now for Drew Haywood. Haywood. 1 for 4, but that one was a double in his last at bat. Came in the 7th. He scored a run. Prior to that, though, grounded in or hit into a couple of double plays. So Haywood wanting to come up to make up for those a little bit. On and missed. Tried to get a lot of that one and came up empty. Did Hayward. Rowlett with Williams on second. Nobody even close to holding him on. But again, they got to get 2 runs, not just 1. And this run at the plate is the key one. Called strike on the outside, Black. And the Wolves are down to their last strike. Here we go. Chris Rowlett. Long look in. He's got what he wants. The kick in the 0-2. On the outside, Black. He got him. Oh, can I help you? No, just looking. And down on strikes goes Haywood. How about that? What a ball game here, folks. Down by as much as 8-2. Georgia College comes all the way back and picks up a 10-8 victory over a team that had our number last year. 10 runs on 17 hits, 2 errors for the Bobcats. For West Georgia, it's 8 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Let's see. The Bobcats will improve to 4-0. West Georgia, hard luck 0-4. My goodness. They played great today.
Friday, February 8th at 6 p.m.
Georgia College will be back in action on Friday. Let's see. Winning pitcher is going to be, I believe, Brad Spinner. Yeah, it's going to be Brad Spinner on the victory. He's 1-0. The loss will go to the last reliever there for West Georgia. The lefty, I think. Yeah, we'll figure this out in a little bit. I got things to do. So, all right, folks, so great ball game. Thanks for tuning in. Next action on the Bobcat Broadcast Network is going to be tomorrow, tennis at 1 p.m. between Georgia College and Valdosta State. The next baseball broadcast on the BBN coming up Friday, 6 p.m. as Georgia College takes on Tampa. We will be back with that action. Thanks so much for tuning in, and go Bobcats.